The wind never stops here on the open steppe. It pushes against the felt walls of your yurt all night, and you wake up long before the sun even touches the horizon. You are maybe 7 years old, but you already know how to ride a horse. Your father taught you before you could even walk without stumbling. Everything your family owns is measured in animals: sheep, goats, horses, and cattle. Animals are your food, your clothing, your shelter, and your survival. You do not play games. You work. You learn to read the sky before you learn any formal words, knowing exactly which clouds bring brutal snowstorms and which grasses hide water underneath. By the time you turn 12, you tame your first wild horse completely alone by outlasting its energy until it accepts your command. By 15, you are the most skilled rider in your clan. You sharpen your arrows by the campfire every night while other boys rest. You do not know it yet, but this harsh lifestyle is forging you into one of the most feared soldiers in human history. Now you are grown, with a wife and a newborn child. You have advanced to level 2, the clansman. You possess your own grazing rights, obligations, and protection within the clan structure. On the open steppe, an isolated individual is a target, but belonging to a clan gives you a distinct purpose. You attend the council gatherings, watching how leadership operates. Your chief holds his position not just by birth, but by continually proving he can keep everyone alive through harsh winters and conflicts. Raids between neighboring clans are common when resources run thin. You guard your family's herd fiercely, knowing that a single moment of carelessness could cost you everything you own. Everything changes the day senior commanders observe your actions during an ambush. While others retreat, you hold your ground, organize a scattered group of fighters, and lead them to safety without losing a single person. 2 weeks later, you are promoted to level 3, the Arban Commander. You now lead 10 soldiers who are your direct responsibility. You eat, sleep, and train together until your unit operates as a single organism. The discipline under the new imperial laws is total and uncompromising. Loose units get people eliminated, so you enforce strict standards. Your 10 men carry 2 bows each, 60 specialized arrows, lightweight armor, and enough dried rations to survive a month of continuous riding. You drill complex tactics repeatedly, especially the feigned retreat, where your unit pretends to panic and flee, drawing the enemy into a disorganized chase before you instantly wheel around to strike. Your tactical success elevates you to level 4, the Zuan Commander, placing 100 soldiers under your command. You are no longer just a frontline fighter. You are an officer in a highly organized military system. The supreme leadership has restructured the army, removing traditional aristocratic privileges. Commands are granted purely on merit and performance, not family status or wealth. Your 100 men come from previously hostile groups, but under your leadership, old rivalries disappear in favor of strict absolute unity. You lead your unit toward major urban settlements, witnessing massive fortified cities for the first time. Instead of engaging in prolonged, costly battles outside the walls, your force completely isolates the target, cutting off supply lines and offering clear terms: surrender and integrate into the expanding system, or face total physical destruction. By the time you reach level 5, the Mongol Commander, you lead 1,000 soldiers. At this stage, command is no longer about knowing every soldier personally, but about managing a highly reliable operational structure. You are given extraordinary independence on the battlefield. Higher command sets the primary objective, but you decide how to execute it based on real-time conditions. You rely heavily on advanced scouting networks that ride 3 days ahead of your main force, gathering intelligence on water sources, geography, and defensive positions. Your scouts estimate opponent strength by counting campfires and tracking movement paths. With this detailed information, you maneuver your 1,000 riders across vast distances, striking key positions before local defenses can even organize a response. You step up to level 6, the Tummen Commander, taking total authority over 10,000 elite soldiers. Your Tummen is a fully self-contained strike force that operates like a shadow across entire continents. You travel with dedicated engineers, field medical units, and a massive herd of spare horses, 3 to 4 for every single rider. This unique setup allows your army to switch mounts on the go, covering distances that leave opposing generals completely bewildered. You do not wait for daily orders from above. Supreme Command gives you an ultimate objective, and you execute it with complete operational freedom. Through a vast network of swift postal relay stations, you send key updates across thousands of miles in just days, coordinating massive multi-front movements with terrifying precision. Your operational success transforms your role into level 7, the Orkhan, a master military governor. The territory under your control expands faster than pure force can maintain, so your responsibility shifts from battlefield combat to administrative stability. You oversee massive regions that were independent kingdoms only years prior. Instead of erasing local traditions, you preserve useful local laws, keep experienced administrators in place, and maintain trade infrastructure to keep the economy thriving. You enforce absolute order, collect systematic taxes to fund imperial operations, and establish religious freedom across all territories to prevent civil unrest. You transform volatile, recently conquered lands into peaceful, highly productive provinces. Your bloodline and proven leadership bring you to level 8. The Noyan of the Golden Clan. You are granted an extensive regional domain populated by hundreds of thousands of citizens. You manage vast agricultural valleys, command major commercial crossroads, and control significant local revenue. However, power at this level comes with intense political risks. You attend high-level imperial councils where major strategic decisions, resource allocations, and territorial boundaries are decided. You navigate intense rivalries within the ruling dynasty, where a single political misstep can mean losing your title, your lands, or your life. Every strategic choice you make is calculated with extreme care to preserve your position and protect your family's legacy. As level 9, the Great General. Your name becomes legendary across multiple continents. You lead campaigns across frozen mountain ranges, burning deserts, and dense river valleys that enemy strategists consider completely impassable. You master speed, total intelligence gathering, and flawless coordination, dividing your forces into multiple columns that strike simultaneously from unexpected directions. You routinely defeat armies that outnumber your own, adapting to unfamiliar terrain faster than local forces can react. Yet, high command carries a heavy psychological weight. You live with the permanent memory of lost comrades and the intense weight of decisions that cost human lives, carrying those silent burdens into every new conflict. At the ultimate peak, level 10, the Great Khan. You stand as the supreme architect of the largest contiguous land empire in human history. Rising from extreme childhood hardship, abandonment, and captivity on the frozen steppe, you unified scattered, rival groups into a single, unstoppable force governed by strict rule of law. You built a true meritocracy where performance mattered more than aristocratic birth. You opened vast international trade routes, protected scholars and merchants, and established unified laws across half the known world. Before your life ends, you carefully divide authority among your successors to ensure long-term stability. When you pass, your resting place is kept completely hidden, leaving behind a legacy that permanently transformed world history.